bring us right to our CougarBoard question
Right.
of the week. And let us know on the board what you think of AJ and that development. If you're not familiar with CougarBoard, as we read each week on the show, it's the largest online community of BYU fans with thousands of posts every day. This question comes from Preppy, one of their insider subscribers. BYU's 8-2 on the year. With 1 year under Kevin Young's belt, will we see a stronger out-of-conference schedule next year? And do we anticipate games against Blue Bloods to highlight AJ? The first question is yes, and Kevin has already talked about if he had this year to do it over again, he would have scheduled some better opponents. To give him a better idea, it wasn't really until Providence, when they're on the road in a hostile place, they got punched in the mouth and it didn't go very well.
Yeah, and he said they learned from that, but they needed a few more. Like there's a fine balance. And remember, they play a bunch of Blue Bloods in the league. So it's not like the old days. They play Blue Bloods in the league. Kansas is coming to the Marriott Center. Are you kidding me? Did I just say that? And is that real? It is real, right? Yeah. And so they're playing some Blue Bloods there, but he feels like they need a couple more high-level games in the preseason. He did say that to get them more prepared to play in the Big 12.
Instead of Prairie View A&M, you play UNLV.
Right.
Or Boise State. Yeah. Or somebody of that caliber.
And occasionally, do you play a Gonzaga?
Yeah, if you can.
Because if you can, right? But Gonzaga doesn't want to come down and play at the Marriott Center. They want to come play up there. So I don't think...
we don't want to go up there.
Yeah.
So you find somewhere in between, Delta Center.
Unless it's a preseason tournament. Yeah. So remember, they did play North Carolina State in a preseason tournament and had a chance to play Purdue had they won. But you're playing maybe one tournament that has some Blue Bloods in it. But it's going to be hard to get a Blue Blood in a non-conference game to come play at the Marriott Center. So what you do is you play a UNLV, who's good. I like the series they've had over time with San Diego State. Right. It's a high level program, even though it's in what would be considered a mid-major conference. So I think you play more of those. You play more of the San Diego States. You play more of the UNLVs, and because I don't think you want to, hey, let's go on the road and play Kentucky. There's no reason to do that, right?
No, and Michael Zimmerman's comment there, ESPN already looking for places and tournaments for BYU next year. To answer that second part of the question, Sean Farnham was on Sports Nation last week, and he was talking about that, saying, hey, look, BYU against Duke at Madison Square Garden, matchups like that are very much potentially
especially with AJ.
With AJ, because, you know, Fran Fraschilla was on Sports Nation the other day when I was hosting it. And we asked him, I said, hey, what is this AJ? And he goes, you know, he's a mix. I've never said this before. He goes, it's a mix between Kevin Garnett and Kevin Durant. That's what you get with AJ. It's like, that's why everyone's going to want to see that guy.
How about
no matter where they're playing?
Fran was in the house the other night for the Fresno State game.
Yeah.
I see. I'm
been out here
wait a
hanging
minute.
out.
Fran's here. He walks down and talks to AJ. So
the AJ factor and the Xavier Staten factor and the fact that BYU is going to be good.
That 7-footer.
They have 4 more scholarships to give out for next year.
Right.
That's must-see TV.
A bunch of core guys that are really good, solid players too coming back.
So those won't be Marriott Center games, right? But those will be made for TV games.
You get those Blue Bloods in tournaments.
I'd love to see UCLA every year.
Absolutely.
And I don't care where we play. Play them in Anaheim or play them in Salt Lake.
Play them in Vegas.
Play them in Vegas. But that's going to be a whole new era for all of us as we watch that come through, where all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to.
That's right.
How about BYU and Tennessee? They're number 1 today. How about BYU and Tennessee and somewhere else?
Right.
And you know, they already know BYU fans live everywhere.
Right.
So
and it's
going to be interesting.
Eyeballs on ESPN's interested in it because it's eyeballs on their TV broadcasts.
Thank you for watching The Wise Guy.
If you like what you're watching, you can help us out by subscribing and hitting that notification button.